So several of our Call Mom viewers have asked us what our school looks like, what our schoolroom looks like, what our schedule looks like, what do we do, how does it work, and so today I want to just kind of walk you through just a few basic things of what we do in the Davis household for homeschooling. Like everything else with raising kids, it is a totally fluid method. What worked last year definitely does not work this year. What worked last month may need tweaking and changing. And so definitely I keep that in mind as I'm showing you. This is what is working for us as of September 2012. If you come to my house in January or February, I may have come up with something different that works better. So I'll make sure I tell you if I do. But first, I just want to kind of show you how our schoolroom is set up. With the age group that I have right now, I have a 5th grader, a 3rd grader, a 1st grader, and 2 pre-Kers. That's who I'm homeschooling. So at this point, every day of our school week, I am schooling those 5 age groups. And so obviously, not just teaching one level start to finish, you have to be pretty darn organized if you're going to teach 5 different grade levels, 4 different grade levels. And so this is just kind of the method that I'm using right now. We are part of a homeschool program that meets one day a week called Paces Paideia. And what happens is we go one day a week to a school setting where my kids have classrooms with other kids and teachers who present an idea, present the object of the lesson, and then during the week, Paideia provides charts for us, look like this, if you can see that, that tell me what to do with my kiddos in all of the areas, from history from culture to history to science to math to art to architecture to hymnology, whatever it is. It's all laid out in here. And then I have the books at home that I'm doing, and they take it to class with them. So the very first thing I did this year that has been uber helpful is because I have access to all of the lesson plans for the whole year, I took everything for all of my ages and printed out every single lesson plan that we're going to need for this year and put them in tabs in my massive lesson plan book. Obviously, yours would not look this big if you're not doing this many grade levels, but that's what I have. And so everything I need to do school from now until May, homework, lesson plan wise, is in this guide. And so every week I pull out the homework charts that I need for my kiddos, for my age levels, and I have them with me. I usually start, we do school, we go to Paideia on Thursday, so we do school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we're at Paideia, and Friday if we do school, it's a light day. My husband usually gets back in town if he's been out of town on Friday, and so we try to kind of mesh our day so that we can spend the day with him half of that day. So sometimes we'll do a little bit of work, but the most of the time we may do a little bit of reading and move on. So Monday morning I get up and I get all of my charts out and I write down in my book, in my lesson plan book, what I intend for us to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday in the book of each person, what the lesson is for them to do that week. So I figured that out very first. And they come in while I do that while they're eating breakfast and doing chores, and then everybody comes into the schoolroom. And so far this year, like I said, not last year when I had littler people, but this year when my youngest is 3 and 4, everybody comes into the schoolroom at one time. I have some things set up that I'm going to show you in a minute for my pre-Kers to do to keep them occupied. They kind of do come and go. They'll stay with us for the most part from 8:30 until 2 with about 30 minutes for lunch. They stay in the schoolroom with me. I do spend from right after lunch from about 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock just on them. That's time when the big kids are done or they're doing their self-led work, and the little people and I just focus on their phonics and reading during that time. So I'll show you what I do with them during the other time, but for the most part we all stay together in the same room. The only exception is that this year I have a 5th grader who really wants to move up to 6th grade a little bit sooner than his age level right now. And so the plan, the deal I made with him was that if he could complete the work without as much mom involvement, then I would move him into that older level class. And so he does leave the schoolroom sometimes. There is some work that he does not with all of us, and so he has a desk set up in his bedroom with some of his stuff in there, and he can close his door and focus on that. But for the most part, like I said, we're all around this kitchen table, this schoolroom table that you're on. Because of Taylor's kind of fluid back and forth between being school with all of us and trying to get on his own, we came up with a new method, which is these bins. I've never really used this before because everybody had a bookshelf with their books on it, and so they could just put them on here. I didn't really need bins necessarily, but because Taylor sometimes will want to take his bin to his room, I found that when we were trying to just keep the books loose in his desk in here, they were getting lost, and so this bin worked for him, and then we just went ahead and did it for everybody. Like I said, there are, I have 4 bookshelves right here. I think you only see the main 3, but and each kiddo has a shelf. So this is Taylor, this is Trace's, Emma's. On the bottom is the supplements that I use for all 3 kids, or supplements that I use for just the younger 2, but things that are used for more than 1 child, that gets kept down there. On our table, I can't really show you, but on our table, we have our Bibles, we have our Bible study that we do, our C.S. Lewis reading, and then I have a pencil box just with pencils, because that seems to be what always distracts us, and then something with just tape and paper clips and post-it notes, things like that, that could take your day. Where is that stinking paper clip? Those are just the office supplies I just keep ready and handy so we don't lose momentum. So that's kind of how that works. Here's how our school stuff is set up. This is everything they need. The books that they're reading, their journals, this is Trace's Bible, everything that they need, their timelines, their handwriting, everything is right here. So I can say to Trace and Emma, get your handwriting, and they know to come in here and pull out their handwriting. Sometimes they'll take these off and put them, those are things we do every single day. They put them beside their chairs so they can just pull them out quickly and we can move on. The little guys, I have a bin especially for them. And because I do a program with them called 5 in a Row, which is a preschool program that is devoted to kind of reading the classics, I have a shelf down here on the bottom that is all of the books I need for 5 in a Row. I think there's about 30 of them. And so all of them are down there where I can pull them out each time I need them. They're each listed, and the inside I've written down, this one just, it says Taylor Davis, but it's week 24, so I know which week we need this book. This is the one we just were reading just now, Lentil, and so I have it in their bin that I just pulled out. And what I do is when it comes time to do school with them, I just get their bin out and keep it beside me so I have everything they need. And in here is things like their ABC flashcards, their math flashcards, an activity book that helps them with some of their phonics, their handwriting tablets to work on their ABCs, just different craft things in here. And I just keep this handy. I have their crayons and things like that where I can do school with just them. I think I need to post on Call Mom, but on my Facebook, I show a picture of me teaching phonics. My ABC chart is right up here, and I'm pointing to each one of the ABC letters with a lightsaber because it was all that was handy, and my little guys ate it up that I was using a lightsaber to teach them phonics. So, those are just some of the kind of things that I have in my schoolroom. I basically try to make sure that I have everything I need, handouts, maps, color pages, any extra stuff. I make sure it's already printed out and I have it. I actually have all of the handouts for this year I have printed out and I have in a folder. And so that I'm not doing what I found ate up most of my time is we would get started on a lesson plan and then say, okay, we need map 24 of the United States. Well, shoot, hold on, I got to print it out. And we would waste time with me trying to find the supplement. So I went ahead and just made sure I had all the handouts I needed, all the study guides, all of the supplements I needed at my fingertips to kind of save our time on that front. That's basically our schoolroom. I have a lot of posters and things up, like the United States map, the books of the Bible, the ABCs, different art that we're studying is all around us so that I can get to it easily. I just tried to make sure that everything I need to have a successful school day is right here, is within where we are. The old adage that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, it really is true when it comes to homeschooling. You have to know that you are going to have toddlers coming in and out, and so one of my other videos talks about things that I did to help them just be self-sufficient, be able to take care of their own things like snacks and water while we're doing school, and making sure that I have everything at my fingertips that I need to be able to do school with my kiddos, and so that I don't have to spend any valuable time tracking things down. So I have all of our markers and pencils and pens and things like that labeled in bins. They pull the bin out on the table, we use it, they put it back up. I just keep us as organized as possible to keep our day running smoothly. We would love to have your ideas, your suggestions, and things on how you work your school day. So in the comment bin, leave us. What are some really positive things you found that help your day run smoother if you have this organized method? We'd love to hear them. I am always looking for a new organizational method. We appreciate you guys. We hope you're having a great week.